I've had a fear of heights since I was young, including driving on mountain roads or up hills or over bridges, flying, riding in elevators, and looking down from any high elevation. When I was 14, I was invited to learn how to climb with a group called Outward Bound. I learned to tie my own climbing knots, prepare my own sling, and learned climbing techniques and how to rappel. Now, for a person with a fear of heights, climbing, surprisingly, was not the hardest part for me because I was focused on holding on and looking for my next move. Now, the most challenging thing for me was rappelling because I had to walk to the edge of a cliff and literally allow myself to fall backwards. And as you can imagine, my whole body was trembling as I let myself fall. Now, it's not by chance that I treat people with anxiety disorders and OCD. I have lived experience. There is something about facing fear and just letting go that builds resilience. Now, what fear is holding you back? Is there something that has a hold of you, is keeping you from living your life the way you want to live your life? What is that fear? Can you name it? Is your fear reality-based, or has your imagination and avoidance behaviors maybe amplified your fears? What are you afraid of that you believe you cannot tolerate? Are you afraid of making it worse? Now, fear can be powerful. It can start off as a worry or a physical sensation or an anxiety reaction, but fear can grow and consume your life and lock you down if it continues to go unchallenged. Fear is like a beast. It wants to be fed. Do you know what feeds fear? It's fed by convincing you that you can't do it, that you can't handle it, that you won't survive it, that you'll make it worse, that you had better avoid it, not risk making it worse. You'd better have somebody with you, get that symptom checked out, do those compulsions and safety rituals just in case. But don't listen to the beast. Avoiding your fear triggers or situations is called experiential avoidance. It is the tendency to avoid uncomfortable thoughts, feelings, and sensations, and it's a key factor in how anxiety and panic disorder, health anxiety, agoraphobia, and even OCD develops and is maintained. Now, when some people experience high anxiety, they often misinterpret those feelings to mean that they're in danger or that something is terrible is going to happen or that it will get worse. And they may have physical symptoms like a rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, or sweating. And these symptoms can be frightening and embarrassing, and it's natural for people to want to avoid them. But when people start avoiding thoughts or environments and situations that they associate with anxiety, they inadvertently reinforce their anxiety. Now, avoidance sends a message to the brain that the feared thought, situation, or bodily sensation is dangerous, and that can trigger the fight or flight or freeze response and make the anxiety even worse. So over time, avoidance can lead to a cycle of anxiety, panic, or OCD. People may start to avoid more and more situations, which can limit their daily activities and make it difficult for them to function normally. And this can lead to feelings of isolation, depression, hopelessness, and dread. Experiential avoidance is not just limited to panic disorder or OCD. It's a common behavior that can be seen in many different types of anxiety disorders, as well as depression and other mental health conditions. But the good news is that there are effective treatments available that can help people break this cycle of avoidance and anxiety. An effective method, an effective treatment, a particular type of cognitive behavioral therapy is called ERP, Exposure and Response Prevention Therapy. And it involves gradually exposing people to the feared situation in a safe and controlled environment. Now, fear can be conquered with exposure practice, patience, consistency, and determination. It isn't instantaneous or immediate. It's slow, it's methodical, it's committed work, and it's that determination that tames the beast. Now, I wanted to say it's determination that kills the beast, but the reality is that anxiety and fear comes and goes. You cannot do the work with the expectation that you're going to eliminate anxiety and have an anxiety-free life. I don't have an anxiety-free life. It's not realistic. Anxiety comes and goes, and your goal is to increase your ability to tolerate your symptoms while your brain learns that you're safe. Your goal is not to eliminate the anxiety. Now, that happens naturally over time as you practice, but your real goal is living your life, doing what you want to do, and tolerate if anxiety shows up or not. I still experience discomfort and some form of anxiety when driving through mountains or looking down from a high elevation. Granted, I don't live in a mountainous area or live, in a high rise, but I do not intentionally avoid those experiences. I tolerate whatever symptoms show up. And I understand that the symptoms of high anxiety and panic are not harmful or dangerous, and having panic symptoms really can't hurt me. So if you're struggling with a phobia, anxiety, panic disorder, health anxiety, OCD, agoraphobia, DPDR, social anxiety, or any other fear or phobia, identify what is at the core of your fear and find ways to challenge that fear daily if possible. Challenge your fear by not avoiding situations that make you anxious and slowly let go of those little things that you do to make you feel safe. Allow the fear and the anxiety to be there and let yourself fall backwards off that cliff anyway. I have therapy resources and a wonderful course on healing from panic disorder at pagepradko.com. I left you a link below also to a PDF called Face Fear that may help you. Until next time, I'll see you in session. Take care. Bye-bye.